Welcome guys, this is Alka193 for Duel 34 for Dueling Network. This is the second time I'll be using my final countdown deck. You've seen it before, like, I don't know which duel it was, but you've seen it before. It's a deck where I use the spell Final Countdown. When you activate it, you pay 2,000 life points, and then every turn that goes by after you've activated Final Countdown, like, adds up together. Once you reach 20 turns after you activate Final Countdown, counting the turn you activate Final Countdown as the first turn, then you win the game. I don't draw Final Countdown on my first turn, but I will get it on my second turn, which is great, because if I don't get it in like my first 5 turns, I've been doing a lot of stalling, but then without Final Countdown that doesn't have much use. Now here I have Arcana 4-0, the Fool, in defense mode, which can't be destroyed by battle, which is great. And even though I can't be destroyed by battle, I do decide to go for Mirror Force because his Mad Archfiend can inflict piercing damage, which means that if he attacks and his attack is higher than my defense, the difference is still inflicted to my life points even though I'm in defense mode. And since he has 1800 attack, that would have been 1800 damage, and I didn't want that. So I just activated Final Countdown, and the countdown has hereby started. Now we're going to his deck. He summons Infernity Archfiend, so I'm like, Mad Archfiend isn't really in an Infernity deck. So what's he running? Dark Fiend? In a moment you will see it's a deck full of fiends. And it also has Solidarity, the continuous spell. And that way the attacks of his fiend monsters will increase. Here I summon Marauding Captain and use its effect to bring a Dark Resonator, then tune the two together for a level 6 Synchro summon. I decided to use Brionac's effect, discarding Castle Gates, because I was probably not going to use that card anyway. Send Infernity, the kind of Archfiend, to his hand so that I could direct attack with Brionac. So even though this deck is made mostly for stalling, I can actually win by doing regular damage. But now here he summons Fabled Raven. And Fabled Raven has 1300 attack, is a level 2 tuner monster. But you can discard a number of cards. I don't know if it has to be monsters. I'll read in a second when he summons it. But you can discard a number of monsters at least from your hand to the graveyard, and Raven's attack increases by 400 times the number of cards discarded. Yeah, any number of cards. And its level increases by the number of discarded cards. He discards all 6 cards in his hand, which are all monsters, so he hasn't drawn any spells or traps yet. He discards all monsters, so his level is now 8, which doesn't really matter. But his attack until the end phase is 3,700, because he gains 400 per card discarded for a total of 2,400. Which brings him to a total of 3,700, being able to beat my Brionac pretty bad. But since it's now the end phase is done, his attack returns to normal, so I'm quite safe. Here I set Wall of Revealing Light. And you can pay a certain amount of life points to make the opponent unable to attack with monsters equal to or less than the amount of life points you paid when you activated it. But seeing as both of my monsters can't be destroyed by battle, well, Shieldwing, my face-down monster, can be, but up to 2 times per turn it is not. It is only when it is attacked for a 3rd time that it is destroyed by battle, so with him only having 1 monster, which is Archfiend of Guilford, I don't need to activate Wall of Revealing Light and, well, waste life points. Now here I draw for the 2nd time in my draw phase after I activated Shard of Greed, so I'm now able to resolve that, sending it to the graveyard to draw 2 new cards. One of the cards I drew was Spirit Reaper. I could place it in defense mode as another defense, but I already have 2 monsters that can't really be destroyed by battle, so why place another one is not really necessary. The chance is a lot bigger that he'll have something like Dark Hole or Lightning Vortex to take care of the monsters. And especially Dark Hole, it would also get rid of Spirit Reaper, and then he would be able to direct attack me. He would anyway if he would use Dark Hole now, but then I would actually have a defense next turn. Now he uses Mystical Space Typhoon to destroy Wall of Revealing Light. Good thing I didn't activate it, otherwise I really would have wasted life points. But here he can't do much more because he can't destroy any monsters by battle. And we're already at 8 turns of the 20 that Final Countdown needs. Now, it was a turn ago that I played Gold Sarcophagus, so in 1 turn from now I'll get Draining Shield into my hand. He replaces another card face down. What it is, I don't know yet. But yeah, it's 10 turns since Final Countdown was activated. My turn, and it's the second turn after I played Gold Sarcophagus, so Draining Shield is added to my hand. I went for Draining Shield because it can 1 negate an attack, and 2 I gain life points equal to the attack points of the monster's attack that I negated. So that way I can get a lot of life points back, which is what I wanted. But I didn't place it face down yet because I thought, you know, with Waboku I can defend myself anyway from attacks. I'll place Draining Shield later when he brings out a big monster that is really threatening. Little did I know that that monster would come out this turn. No, wait, it's next turn. It's not this turn yet. Next turn he's going to place that new monster. But by then I won't have placed Draining Shield on the field just yet because I'm not really afraid of anything. But yeah, he plays the continuous spell Solidarity. And if all of the monsters in his grave have the same type printed on their card, which they are, Fiend, then all monsters of that same type, Fiend, will gain 800 attack points. Here he brought out Raven with Call of the Haunted and tuned it with Archfiend of Guilford to go for Red Dragon Archfiend, which is a really good counter to this deck. Because Arcana for Zero the Fool might not be destroyed by battle, but Red Dragon Archfiend has a really nasty effect against this deck. Because when it attacks a defense position monster, all defense position monsters the opponent controls are destroyed after damage calculation. So it wasn't battle, it was an effect. But now knowing that Red Dragon Archfiend is there, I'm going to place Draining Shield to gain 3000 life points once he attacks, which I really wouldn't mind. So now we're at 13 turns into Final Countdown, which is great. Only 7 more turns. Here I negate Red Dragon Archfiend's attack, gain 3000 life points, and with that also save Spirit Reaper, because Fabled Raven can't destroy it. And here he can't really do much more, so he ends his turn. We're at 14 turns of Final Countdown, 6 more to go, and I will have won the duel because of that. Here I draw Messenger of Peace. I'm like, yes, with this I can block Red Dragon Archfiend until the turns are over. But then I'm like, you know, I'm going to get rid of him just in case he's able to get rid of Messenger of Peace. So I'm going to use a Synchro monster that I haven't used before, ever. So I summon Dark Resonator, tune it with the level 3 Spirit Reaper to bring out the level 6 Synchro monster Orient Dragon. It isn't used that often, but when Orient Dragon is Synchro summoned, you can banish a Synchro monster in the field. So Red Dragon Archfiend is hereby banished and gone. And then I'm free to attack Fabled Raven with Orient Dragon. Due to Solidarity, Fabled Raven does get the 800 attack point boost, so it's at 2100, but I still deal 200 damage and his monster is gone. So all he has now is Solidarity, so he will need to top deck something really good, otherwise he's screwed. Just in case, I play Negate Attack, which can negate the opponent's attack when it declares an attack, and it immediately ends the battle phase as well. Here we're at 16 out of 20 turns, 4 more turns to go. I attack directly with Orient Dragon. He doesn't have a response. So, with Negate Attack I should be fine. I end my turn. We're at 17. He has 2 more of his own turns to finish me off, otherwise the duel is over. What's he gonna do? Place a monster in defense. He only has 1 turn after this. I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna be able to do much. I'm not gonna take the risk that he has like a flip effect that does something weird. So I just place Blast Sphere in defense, place Gravity Mine and Messenger of Peace on the field. I'm gonna go all out. 1920. My turns are over. And seeing as he can't do anything on his 20th turn, it's the final countdown. Yeah. I won't be singing the whole song, don't worry. But yeah. That was the duel, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, by the way, the 3 deck requests that I currently have going on, one of them is Gladiator Beast. I just finished that deck earlier today. I do want to test it in a few duels, but you'll probably get to see that deck very soon. Alright guys, See you later.